guys, welcome to another episode of WoW Weekly with Myst. And for this week's events, we have Mythics as the weekly. If you do the quest, which is to do 4 Mythic dungeons, you will get a piece of 226 item level loot. If you're a little, low geared or whatever, you can do Mythic Zeros for this. Nice, easy wins. And just knock it out that way. Also, we will have the PvP Brawl. It's going to be Warsong Scramble this week. The anniversary is still going on. There's been some changes with this one. So as far as how long do we have it, it's still until December 6th. So that part hasn't changed yet. I do feel like there's a small little possibility that maybe they extend it, but yeah. That only comes from me remembering their extension from the 15th anniversary. But while there was like pretty much a pandemic going on, that was the major reason. Not that there isn't still a pandemic going on, but it was new then. It was, everyone was on lockdown, which also delayed 8.3, if I remember right. And so that was kind of, one of the bigger reasons that one got extended. But I still think there's a possibility because we are in a drought. So, but as for right now, it lasts until December 6th till they say otherwise, more or less. The thing that has changed with the anniversary is in this video, you're seeing footage of me doing the anniversary, but on day 1. And when it was on day 1, the mount was 1%. I had spent like 9 hours dragging all my alts out here. And then day 2 rolls around and they turned that 1% mount into a 100% guaranteed mount. So if you want the mount, definitely go hit up the event. It's out in Tanaris. You can just get there by using your Caverns of Time portal and just kill Doomwalker. He's at the entrance of Caverns. But go to the quest area because there is a weekly quest where you can get Time Warp badges for your kill. So do that first. Don't just go kill them right away. Get your quest first. But yeah, they made the mount and the toy 100%, which has made it kind of a struggle lately. So it's been a little rough for Transmog farmers. Luckily, I got a lot of my Transmogs on day 1. And yeah, because that's when I was busy. So that's why I say luckily I was able to pretty much go on any character. And now you're still pretty good if you're on a 50 or higher. But if you're on a level 30, you are pretty much screwed for getting a kill in on Doomwalker. So while you can do this on a level 30 to 60, I highly suggest, now that they have done the 100% mount drop and not many people are sticking around for transmogs, I'm still able to go in on my level 50 to 60s and get the kills fairly fast, but it is still less people, so he's not dying as fast as he was. Pilgrim's Bounty is also this week, and it's gonna last till November 30th. So the cool part of Pilgrim's Bounty is that you can get a rep buff. Now, unfortunately, you have to consistently go back, and it's like Dark Moon, right? A Dark Moon without the hats, where you consistently go back and rebuff. So it's a buff that will last an hour, and it increases your rep by 10%, and this will stack with the anniversary buffs. This week is a great week for rep, because of that Pilgrim's Bounty. So that will get you 27% rep and 17% leveling for this week. So also one last thing for this week's events is Sunday. Sunday will be Dark Moon Fair. That will make it a 27% rep and 27% experience. The unfortunate part is if they do continue to go on the ends on December 6th, you would only have access to that Dark Moon for 1 day. Yeah, because it literally shows up the day before the WoW anniversary ends, so you would be missing 17% of a buff right there. So yeah, that is a little unfortunate with Dark Moon. A part of me kind of hopes they just like extend it even a couple of days. Having more than 1 day with the 27% leveling would be really nice. So last week I had a goal on getting the mount. Like, if we'd known it was going to be 100%, I would have never made that goal because, you know, you don't need a goal for guaranteed. But at that point, we thought it was 1%, and it was for a day. So that goal was easily accomplished. My next goal as far as that was getting everything. So I'm still working on that. On day 1, I got the toy, and I got like 80% of the transmogs, which includes a Comma's Edge. And yeah, so after day 1, I was pretty accomplished. So day 2 rolls out, and I actually didn't even know they had changed the percentage yet. I walked in, I started up my stream, we went in, hopped on the Druid like I usually do, and she got it. And I honestly thought I lucked out. And then later on in the stream, 2 of my guildies got it. And I was like, wait a sec, there's no way on a 1% chance all 3 of us are having a good day. And that's when I looked to see if they changed it, and they had that morning. So they must have done the change, I would say maybe right before I started up my stream. I only really have a few characters that are farming the rest. There's only 2 items I need now. I have all the transmogs except for the gun. I still need to get the gun looted and the mail waist piece. Luckily, I'm kind of glad on the fact that the 2 items can be farmed by hunters, right? So what I've done is my shaman, who is a level 60, is farming in the hopes of the gear dropping. And then I have some hunters that are out there. I had to remove 1 hunter from the equation because I leveled it a couple of levels last week so it could go out to farm. That was, once again, back when the mount was 1%. That was the night before they changed it. And it turns out that while you can loot on a level 30, it's just not recommended, you know? Like, I've been on that character, and more times than not, I just log the fuck out, and I don't do the kill. And it got to the point where that happened so many days in a row that I'm like, well, this character's doing nothing. We might as well have her out somewhere else where the character can actually farm some stuff. I didn't put her in a farming area. I put her over back in WoD, and she is gonna be one of the streams this week. So that is my Magar Orc Hunter, a character I've been meaning to level for a long time. I created that character like at least a couple of years ago. Maybe even more. It was when they first came out. So whenever they first came out, I created the character, and I've just had so much, I do so many things in WoW that it's hard to keep up on everything. And yeah, I would love to at least just get her to 50 so that she has, you know, the allied race achievement and all that. 50 to 60 can easily be done without the buffs. And yeah, so that is my plan. So for goals, I'd like to level the hunter. I do want to focus on my rep on my main. One of those reps that I'd like to do this week is my avowed rep, because I was working on it pretty heavily like a year ago, and I got myself to revered, and then I took a break. So I've been sitting on revered for a while. So those are my 2 goals. The hunter leveling and the avowed rep. So that is this week's goals. My accomplishments this past week, I finally went and purchased the Amber Shard Hide. This is a mount I could have purchased a long time ago. I've been at Revered with the rep for a long time, and I'll even show you my rep right now. I'm almost exalted, you know? Like, I really have grown to dislike Korthia. So I just haven't really been out there much, but since we have this rep buff, I started going back out there. So as I was recording this part, as you see, Ascended has a bonus cache, so let's go there and see what I got. I only need one more thing. It's the gauntlet. So went over there and I actually got the gauntlet. So that was nice. I moused over the vendor afterwards to see if there was anything else I needed. There was the golden paw kit, which is a pet. I didn't really want to use my charms on that one, so I risked it and I left there. I went to my garrison. That's where I like to check the auction house and stuff. And I saw one up there for like 10,000. It's level 1, but, you know, leveling pets is so easy. You know, you just wait for the power leveling events and boom, done. So I've actually kind of gone from being that person that only buys level 25 to being the person that buys level 1 pets because, you know, if it's that much cheaper, I'll do it. Like, if the difference between a 25 and a level 1 isn't much, then of course I'll just buy the 25 and save myself some leveling. But on those pet leveling days, it's like 4 battles. 4 battles max, and you have a 1 to 25. So yeah, a lot of the time I just prefer to get the level 1 in there. So that was more or less my week. One thing I did discover this week that I'm gonna just add in before we get to the news is that I do not like the change they did with taking the levels off and replacing it with experience instead on these tokens. I preferred knowing how many levels my pets will get rather than experience. You know, experience doesn't necessarily tell me. You know, I imagine it's equivalent to the levels, but I don't know. I haven't used them yet. But I just gotta say, I just felt more comfortable with using them when I knew that they gave a guaranteed level. The second thing, and really the last thing I got for you before we get into news. So I was going through my bank and I noticed that you can now delete these sockets. These are the domination sockets. I was hoping they would do this eventually. It was driving me nuts last patch that I couldn't delete them. And so I'd been stacking them all in the bank because you can't do nothing with them, right? If you don't have the gear, you can't pop it onto a gear to get rid of it. And you can't delete them. And you certainly can't sell them. So, like, you're stuck holding on to them. You have no choice. So I am really happy that they finally put that in. So if you have some in the bank, go get them. I cleared a good chunk of room out of my bank this week by just going to see if, you know, I'm that person, right? If something annoys me, I just casually, every so often, go see if they've changed the way, you know, the thing that annoys me about that thing. And yes, you can delete these now. So definitely go do that and clear out your room. Get rid of sockets you're not using. Okay, so the majority of our news section is going to go over 9.2 stuff. The first part has to do with PvP. So it is some new arenas that we're going to get. They are going to be the Maldraxxus Coliseum. The Maldraxxus Coliseum will be in Theater of Pain. Obviously, I'm sure you noticed that location in the pictures. And the Enigma Arena will be over in Zereth Mortis. Also, there's a new PvP trinket set bonus that's been data mined. It increases your prime stat by 175 and your stamina by 350 when you're in arenas, battlegrounds, and war mode. This week there was some new stuff that hit the Blizzard shop. So we have the baby Murloc Satch shells and Celestial Observer Ensemble. The Murloc shells come in 3 different colors, and I'm showing you the 3 different colors right now. These both are really nice. There's been a lot of hate. There's always hate on the Blizzard shop, right? On how these are so much nicer than in-game and it should be in-game. You know, me, I'm kind of happy that they do make the shop things nice. I think the complete opposite way, because the way I think about it is if I'm gonna spend my real money, that shit better look fucking amazing. You know, like, in-game stuff can look like crap, but if I'm gonna spend my real money, aside from paying the $20 a month for WoW, or, you know, it's different for everyone, $15 to $20, you know, then yeah, they better look fucking good. That's the way I see it. I know people see it a whole different way, but that is my logic. And I know a lot of people think this way because they pay, you know, $15 to $20 a month for the sub. But the thing is, mounts isn't the content for me. You know, mounts is just one portion. So when it comes to, do I think my money's going to somewhere good? Yeah, I do, because I don't just farm mounts, you know? Like, I farm transmogs, mounts, pets. I do Mythic Plus. I raid, you know, I do achievements. Like, you know, the game is so much more to me than just mounts. And, you know, when it comes to, like, mounts and cosmetics and all that going on in the store, I just see that as bonus content, something extra to add to the collection. But I do also think that they need to look good because they generally do sell for $20 a piece. And honestly, you know, it's optional, right? Like, no one's forcing you to buy anything off the store. If you don't like what's on there, then don't give them your money. You know, just pay for the sub and just get the stuff that's in game. I've often laugh at all these people that complain about the store mount. Every time I even see an article that there is one, yeah, it's like I already know what's going on in the community because, you know, because the community is so predictable when it comes to these store mount things. They just hear the word store and they're already fuming, you know? So, like, yeah. And the reality is sometimes I like to use it as a little break, you know? It's a transmog or a pet or a mount that I don't have to farm, and I can continue focusing my efforts elsewhere and just purchase this one and kind of be done with it. Because, you know, when you've been playing this game as long as I have and farming mounts at 1% drop chances for years, you kind of like to take that easy one every so often. So anyway, that's my thought on that. As far as this pack, you can get this. You can actually get the Murloc shells for free if you have a 6-month sub. Also, if you don't have the Celestial Steed mount and the Argy pet, you could get the Stargazer pack. And that includes the mount pet and the transmog all together. Unfortunately, if you're like me and you have the mount and the pet, you're pretty much paying the same price for the transmog. Like, the transmog's new, so there's no sale on it. And yeah, so it's kind of unfortunate in that sense that the pack is basically the same price as the transmog by itself. But for those that don't have those, it's a win because you're pretty much getting a mount and a pet for free in that pack. And since we're on the topic of the shop, I just thought I'd also add in that there is a Black Friday sale going on, and you have until the next Monday, which would be, before I do the next WoW Weekly. So yeah, fits perfectly in this video. So you have 1 week to take advantage of that sale. There's like games on sale and stuff like that. The mounts are not on sale for WoW. So if that's, what you're wondering, no. The collection stuff is not on sale. It's just basically this pack here. And yeah, but there are some decent sales on, games. I was a little bummed out about the D2 Resurrection sale. It's like only 20% off. It's better than nothing, but I was kind of hoping that one would be a bit more of a percentage, especially since I'm still struggling to fork out like $50 for a game that I played when I was like in school, So yeah, I was hoping that one would be better, but there's still some good deals, so you might want to check out your BattleNet there or the website and see if there's anything you want. So this sale will end on Monday. Not today, but next Monday. Monday the 29th of November. Next up, we have a alternate appearance for the Warlock Succubus pet. So this is it right here on screen. And as well, a new Cheetah Druid travel form. This guy looks pretty cute, honestly. Yeah, he's, I can't say I'm too fond of that blue feather from him. But yeah, he's looking good. So this is a new Druid travel form that will be coming in patch 9.2. Now, just as a side note, I'd like to say I was laughing at the comments on this one because all you would see when I first saw this one was shamans complaining. And the thing is, I'm just going to say, they're complaining that Raptor was like their last one. That was in Legion. And as a Druid main, I'm just going to put it out there. The Druids, lately we've gotten some love, but we as Druids went many, many years without things being changed. And Druids use forms all the time. We are the form class. Shamans just have travel forms, right? But we are the form class. So it's a good thing that we're finally getting some love on our forms. And honestly, while I do agree with the shamans that they could use, maybe a little variety, but how much variety do you want when all you have is travel form? Yeah. And the Raptor you got in Legion. So it really hasn't been that long since shamans have gotten love, to be perfectly honest. I definitely feel like the Cheetah needed this. The Cheetah hasn't had an update forever. And when I say forever, I do really mean forever. I don't think we've even gotten a Cheetah update since vanilla. While, yeah, the shamans are complaining of a travel form, this is a travel form. I do think we deserved this one. 17 years of not having this thing updated. Yeah, I get we were without Cheetah for a while there too, but still... the only thing I'd say is I kind of expected better if they were gonna update it, but I'll take it. It's the first update in forever, so we'll just take it. And on that topic, especially being a Boomkin main, I really hope we see something for the Moonkin form soon, because other than a few minor changes that don't really look too terribly different from the vanilla ways, we just haven't gotten any updates to that. And as someone who refuses to glyph my Boomkin, because I basically feel like you're a disgrace to boomkins if you hide your true boomkin form. So I never glyph to hide it, but it would be nice to have some stuff. I more or less like the boomkin form, but it would just be nice to update it a bit. I'm okay if it stays the same as far as model and stuff. Just like give us some jewelry or something. Give us some extra options to make that form look better. Honestly, I will fully admit that I was secretly hoping that boomkin forms was gonna be something in the Legion stuff that's coming back. I was really hoping. And I think if they would have put that in, there would have been so much better hype. They really missed an opportunity here because while the Fell Werebear that we're gonna get from the Mage Tower is great, it's another color to something that was already implemented in Legion, right? But I think it could have been so much more hype if they had announced something for the boomkins, some skin for the boomkins that has never been done. And yeah, it would have been so much more interesting. Of course, we would have the complainers of how they turned the Mage Tower into a Druid thing. Yeah, but whatever. The Mage Tower was always a Druid thing in my eyes. Like Druids get the best shit out of the Mage Tower. And no, this cheetah isn't coming from the Mage Tower. I just figured, we're talking about the cheetah, I wanted to mention, the boomkin. Because the day they do that, I will be so fucking hyped. The most hyped I've probably been over anything in this game. Yeah. Next up, we have some Mawrat Mounts. So these are the new Mawrat Mounts that will be available. Sources unconfirmed at the moment, but these are the tints that you will be able to get. For me, I've just really gotten the Mawrat Mounts because, I just loot them, like they're not something I really care to intentionally go after. Not a fan. I'm more the cute mounts, whereas the Mawrat is more like that scary type mount. Yeah, like I'm more about the cute stuff. So I tend to favor that style, like cats and horses and unicorns and all those girly type shit. Yeah, those are the ones I like. But it's extra to the collection, I guess. Okay, so the next thing we have is the Mawdapted Raptora. This one comes from a new profession that is called Protoform Synthesis. And it's supposedly related to the Cipher of the First One system. And, while I'm mentioning that, let's go into a little info on the Protoform Synthesis. The Protoform Synthesis is a new sub-profession system that will be in 9.2 Eternity's End. It will consist of several recipes that you can craft your own pets and mounts by using reagents found within Zereth Mortis. How we obtain those patterns and reagents is still unknown, but I'm sure we'll get some info on that soon. So on screen here, I've listed some reagents that we have found out about. And I've also listed some mounts that are crafted. Does look like a lot of mounts are coming into 9.2, which I was pretty sure on. And you can see the Mawdapted Raptora is in that list. There's also a huge list of battle pets in here. So yeah, Protoform Synthesis, definitely, it's a collector's thing for sure. If you're not a collector, you probably won't give a shit about these. But if you are a collector and you like your mounts and your pets, definitely it's a collector thing. It almost kind of reminds me of what we got in Mechagon when we crafted our own mount there. No matter what, this alone makes 9.2 seem much bigger than I thought. Because just looking at this, I bet you anything those reagents are a bit of a grind, and there is a lot of mounts and pets on here. And this is just what we know so far. So, yeah, I'm thinking this is the major point of the patch and what you'll be mainly grinding. And staying on the mount topic, we do have some new Vicious PvP mounts. So this is the Vicious Wolf, and this is the Vicious Toad. Next up, we have the Shadowlands Mythic Season 3 mount. It's going to be the Waste Warped Deathwalker, another reskin. This one's not bad looking, though. I will say the red really makes it look nice. Just unfortunate that it's, you know, another recolor. I always kind of hoped that we could just have like some paint to recolor whatever mount we wanted. And then, you know, yeah, like I feel like we have recolors because they just have no ideas on mounts anymore. And it's like, if you have no ideas, then just slow down the pace. We don't need 30 billion mounts every patch, you know? Like, you could just slow down the pace. And maybe if you weren't making 20 bazillion mounts for one single patch, then you would be more creative in each individual mount you create. I do often believe that the reason we get so many crappy mounts is because they are being told to make so many mounts and time runs out and they gotta, you know, just come up with anything. If that wasn't such a demand, we would probably have some really nice mounts coming out, but everything lately seems to be reskins. Also, the snails were kind of the highlight of the 9.2 reveal. And so these are the snails you can get. So next up, we have a huge list of weapon models from the Sepulture of the First One's raid. Also, we have some tier set models from the Mythic Progenitor tier set that will be in 9.2. And also, side by side with these, I have included the 9.2 tier bonuses. Also, staying on topic of transmogs, there is a cloth broker themed transmog set. So these are the tints you can get for that. On screen is the hotfixes for WoW this week. So this is from November 19th. Nothing too major in this list, to be honest, but something in there might interest you, maybe. And starting with some classic news, these are the hotfixes for November 19th for Season of Mastery. And on that topic of Season of Mastery, I know I didn't put this into a goals list, and that's because it's a goal I'm going to do over time. But I did start my my hardcore character, which you see on screen right now. So keep your eye out on that. I'm gonna have the first video probably fairly soon, but the final video, it'll probably just be like, you know, because I'm not gonna do videos on me leveling every single part of the way. That's just boring. Leveling's one of the worst things to watch in WoW. But what I would like to do is I'll do one video where I'm kind of going over what my plans are for hardcore and what I'm going to be doing and, you know, my end goal challenge. And then what I will do for the second one is that will be either me hitting 60 or me dying at whatever level. So I'm going to record the whole way. I just don't see a point in you watching like every single part. I don't plan on streaming it just in case, like, you know, when you load up a stream, you're using extra resources, and yeah, I would rather not chance, you know, a disconnect or, you know, something like that. And I'm more likely to not have something like that happen if I'm not streaming. You know, if I'm not using something that takes extra resources. So, yeah, because disconnects can suck. A lot of the time, I used to do hardcore a lot in Diablo, and a lot of the time you can be alive when you disconnect, but, you know, after you disconnect, you're a ghost. You know, you're dead. So disconnects are just never a good thing. Yeah, so that is my plan. She's really low level right now. I've just started her. And yeah, so keep an eye out on those. Another thing I'll add, this does not have to do with Season of Mastery, but it does have to do with Classic WoW BC. And that is that they've got their Winter Brawl 5v5 tournament registration going on. So this will be a pool of 10,000 US dollars. I will have links in the description for both America and EU. So if you are interested, definitely go check out the links in the description. I will have for both regions, and you have until December 1st to sign up. Okay, so for Season of Mastery, this past weekend there was 2 world firsts that occurred. One for normal and one for hardcore. The first one that was achieved was a solo world first level 60, and that was done on a hunter named Zerent, and his playtime was 2 days, 16 hours, 29 minutes, and 9 seconds. The second world first was actually a duo leveling team, so not solo, but done with a group of 2, a paladin and a rogue. Their playtime was 3 days, 4 hours, 10 minutes, and 31 seconds. And one last thing I'd like to add has to do with this channel and the streams that I do. I have conducted the streams a little differently. I wanted to kind of let you guys know in advance if I'm gonna stream. I know I kind of just, I make sure there's one a week, but I kind of just do it whenever. I have started scheduling them in, so if you go to the home page, as you see me showing you right now, if you go to the home page at the very top, it will say upcoming live streams. I thought it would be a nice little addition. That way you kind of have an idea. Like for example, it's Monday. You know right now by looking at this that I'm going to stream Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thanks everyone for watching. An extra big thanks to the members of the channel. And we will see you in the next video. Bye guys.